Yeah, man. We here once again. You know, um, I told people I changed my content because I didn't want to have the gender war topic discussed on my panel because I wanted to change up. Even though I actually started it that way just to bring people over for the entertainment side, but try to peel more information than entertainment. Because the conversations, like Go Professor always say, topics have a mind of their own. They gain legs and kind of move in the discussion and just walk away. But yeah, man, I wanted to hit at some stuff. I was listening to MOT earlier. If I catch them time to time because a lot of people in this space don't get notifications. So to a degree, it's not that I really don't watch a channel, but if you go live at a certain time, for instance, try not to watch it. I do about the chat, but okay, what's going on? But uh, Wellness with Frugal Mama, she always comes on around 7 in the morning. I'm able to say if she don't come on, I can go to her channel and see that she's still live. So even if I don't get the notifications to her channel, I know that she's live at 7. Gold Professor, I know he's live at 8:30 every day. So if I don't get the notification to his channel, I know he comes on at 8:30 Eastern time. Even though he's 5:30 Pacific. Frugal Mama, I think she's in Texas. And I kind of click on remember some of these things. So she's getting up at 6, you know, every day. So to the degree, I try to stay on top of a lot of people on their channels because, like I say, we support a lot of channels, a lot of great channels. A lot of the gaming channels I watch, Savage. I watch Real Real Brother. I watch, just a lot of gaming channels. Big Beard. Um, that's right off the top of my head. I can't remember everybody. You know, uh, you knew with her the crime channels where mystery, well not mystery, but trying to help people solve murders and look for their family members. Make this go viral. I'm not gonna spell it because every time I try to spell it out, I always get it confused. But I know make this go viral. You know, and when it come down to it, you know, it's just crazy. I was looking at MOT channel, man, and it kind of snatches. If you take certain topics out of the space, what more guys gonna talk about? To a degree, we need the information discussed, but I haven't seen so many men channels that talk about T, man. Like, bruh, bruh. I mean, the discussions are one thing, but just report on the he say she say gossip. Like, I'm done with it, man. Like, that's why I don't do it on my channel. Like the whole Shikari thing, I still ain't had time to do that because we talked about the whole thing about Shikari smoking weed and how they treated her, but nobody touched the whole thing when the Russian chick smoked weed and it was an unfair racist thing. Nobody touched that. Nobody touched it. I ain't heard not one channel touch it. If they did, I didn't get the notification for it. You know, I guess it ain't, all women across the board weed bashing or talking about or whatever. Because, like, you got unproductive women everywhere, just like you got unproductive men. The whole Pookie argument all day we've been hearing. Me and Go P had the discussion. I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna say it. I stopped watching Dennis because Dennis went left, and then with this whole Pookie argument, Dennis used to be a Pookie, and Dennis is one situation from doing the wrong thing to be labeled as a Pookie. All it takes is one mistake, and he's labeled a pookie. So to the degree, like old professor say, there's no such thing as pookies, uneducated lanes. It's only emotional men. You know, I mean, emotional males. You know, somebody with a wrench get that bot out of here, please, sir or ma'am. But you know, that's why I don't touch these topics no more. I talk about it on other people's channel all day, but I don't want to bring it to my channel no more. It's like I keep saying that when I come over to my channel, I'm trying to pretty much, for the most part, talk about productive people doing productive things. Yes, there's men that do mistakes. There's women that do or make bad decisions. We both, as men and women, make bad decisions. It's what we do afterwards, you know, is what I'm trying to hold people accountable. Like I tell Gold P, a lot of people not gonna watch a lot of channels because you will have to hold yourself accountable. You know, you can be entertained. I could be entertained all day. I can watch comedy. I can watch all this stuff, be entertained. But on these panels where we try to, break through and have discussions, it's more starting to turn into entertainment. Like we just basically entertaining each other for the laughs and jokes, views, cash apps, and ain't nothing wrong. I mean, the people who actually have productive channels, you should get paid for this stuff. I mean, this is your 9 to 5. You should be getting paid for this. You know, the whole argument I heard earlier about, Ed going at the brain trust, to a degree, most people want their platform to be seen and heard because of information that they're putting out. Now, it's up to the people that want to hear that information be over there to listen. You know, honestly, I'm gonna say you can't too much beg for subs, because if people, you got something that somebody want to listen to, they're gonna be over there watching and everything else. Another bot popped up, but they're gonna be over watching. For the people that's not, they don't rock with you. I'm not mad at that. A lot of people I'm sub to, they not sub back to me. A lot of people, I share and deal with their stuff. They probably don't do the same thing for me. I don't care. Other people care. You know, I mean, to a degree, man. If you feel salty or a certain way, just stay off of YouTube. You know, if you can't promote your platform the way you want, don't do it, man. Just stay off. Because when it comes down to it, man, it's like, what are we really, kind of pushing? Productive men are in this space and they got a voice. The ones that are actually willing and ready to come over in the space and talk and, have the conversation, they're there. When I'm on the brain trust and I hear those guys, I say this about Art Panel. When Art has the conversation about politics, I rarely come up. I know enough to, hold my own in the argument, but not enough to go into too much depth as most of those guys do. So I stay off the panels. I only jump on the panels when I can actually be fluent in something to discuss and, have the back and forth conversation if it comes to. A lot of guys just coming on there to put their self out or put a name out or with this whole I'm right and I'm smart intellectual. But most of the time these dudes be wrong. Nobody's really telling them. So they going across these panels till they get checked by somebody. Then they want to yell BGS name. They want to yell AM name. They want to all these guys. Well, Anchorman says this. Well, BGS says this. What do you stand for? Those are the same guys that tell y'all do the homework, do your research. Don't say I said it, because it's true. It stands on it. If you're a man with principles and morals, you stand on your principles and morals. don't stand on another man or woman principle and morals. You know, that's why I keep pushing this whole knowledge of self. You know, when it comes down to it, I keep telling people knowledge of self for the simple reason. You have to have an understanding of who are you? Who are you? What do you represent? You know, who are you representing for? Are you I understand you're black, you represent for the culture, but who are you outside of or within the culture? Who are you within the culture? You know, what do you stand for? You know, do you have a whole family crest to where, you know, you don't want to bring shame to your family name? You know, and the thing that kills me, and I hate this argument about BGS and the whole master teacher thing. When it comes down to it, I'm a man. So what? People call him master teacher. I haven't called a guy master teacher, but at the same time, if I were to call him a master teacher, so what? You know, that's my biggest thing. Like, that's the way people feel at BGS. A lot of people mad because they don't reach out to them as being a master teacher. You know, hey, get your skills up. Maybe you don't qualify as a master teacher in their eyes. Other guys, you might qualify as a master teacher. So if you want to, why don't you start telling those people to call you master teacher? Because I don't remember BGS asking people to call a master teacher, but you know, if it be, it be's. But when it cut down to it, man, and I laugh and I always say that this is YouTube, you know, and I always have to salute and say, this is YouTube, you know, and a lot of people are lost here on YouTube. A lot of people are lost on YouTube. Some don't have fathers, never had fathers in their life. They growing up finding fathers in this space. They're growing up finding man of intellect in this space. And I'm just, when I say grow up, I'm not saying for the 20-year-olds. I'm saying for the 40 and 50-year-olds that never had this type of talking or have an understanding the way men move. Even when it comes to women, the pink pill or whatever these different spaces these women have, the Cynthia G's, these whole think the thought patterns of most of these women, like bruh, they learning this stuff for the good or for the bad in this space. I sent the message to Roger. I should have clipped that as my thumbnail for this video. I'm gonna do it later, but I gotta edit out my company name. I really probably don't care because I'm about to leave these people anyway. But basically, the ladies at the front office were trying to tell the guys to remember to buy something for their wives or girlfriends for Valentine's Day. And I laughed when I read it, and I wrote "simp" on the paper. So they pulled up the camera and actually wrote my name on the paper and said, "That's not nice for she." And when the guy, I told him, I started laughing. I said, "Yeah, I did that." And he's like, "You know, they got cameras in there." I'm like, "And?" I'm like, if I have to wait to Valentine's Day to do something for my wife, that honestly shows that, I mean, I pretty much don't care too much about her to wait to Valentine's Day to do. I ain't give my wife anything for Valentine's Day. Why do I have to get her something on Valentine's Day when I do it all the time? Not just no funny joke, ha ha, pay the bills. No, I take her out. I buy her flowers just out of the blue. She always asks me, why you buying flowers? We getting flowers for? I said, because I want to. I want the house look good, and I'm getting them for you. You know, kind of down in the chat, so I'm probably ain't catching everybody that's coming in. But, you know, when it come down to it, it's like, dude, I do what I want. Just like I was telling guys, before I got in the Manosphere, I was already moving a certain way. You know, I'm learned. You know, I'm educated on certain things, you know, for the good or for the bad. But at the same time, it doesn't change my perspective for the most part. I still move like the way I move, you know. I talk about things. Me and my wife talk about the Manosphere. She don't want to listen because she say she just hear a lot of hurt men. And I tell her, yeah, I get it. It's a lot of hurt men in the Manosphere. They move different. But at the same time, you know, I speak to the ones that actually move with a sense of purpose more or less than the ones you can honestly tell the ones who ain't really fooling with women tough and they got this vitriol towards women because, you know, they was never chosen. They was never dealt with in a certain light. I mean, I understand that, bro. Like, I don't like really not dudes for moving like that. Hell, if I was a dude that was never chosen, chicks always gave me grief, and every time I get somebody who I think is, you know, for me, and she sends out to just trying to play me for my money or play me for my resources or whatever else besides money, you know, because I got a car, I'm the taxi dude, or you know, I got to hook up at a store, you know, I'm the discount dude. Yeah, I get offended. Yeah, I feel some type of way. But from the standpoint in which I'm saying is, know thyself. Don't get caught up in this stuff. You know, even for the women, I say the same thing to the women. The women always say that, you know, they keep getting the bad men because you pick them. You know, you deal with these certain dudes, you're gonna get the same outcome. Like, come on, you know, like what's the problem when we have these arguments and I'll bring up a topic about men act a certain way, and a lot of men don't want to, man, we're not gonna talk about the men and the way they act. We getting on these women. But dudes are messed up too. I done ran across so many men in this space I don't talk to, and I let them, hey, that's not right. Sometimes I just like I said, just I can't even deal with some of the guys. When you start talking crazy, man, like come on, bro. All these hoes, man, all of them hoes, all of them chasing money. If all of them hoes and all of them chasing money, why are you still talking about it? So there's literally no good black woman out here. So why don't you just leave the community and don't say that? Because I keep saying this. A lot of the SYSBM dudes, which I say is passport bros, I mean, you guys can tell me the difference. If you leaving the community and getting the other chicks, do it. Why you gotta tell everybody? We don't like y'all black women. We gone. And you know what the black women said? So go ahead. Because nobody don't want you anyway. Then we're gonna have the other women, the divestors. They be like, we hate y'all black men. What the black men say? So we don't want y'all anyway. So just leave. If you in the community, build and stay in the community. If you not in the community, then leave. Only time you should be announcing yourself when you leave a job is when you're putting in your 2-week notice, and that's it. How many people constantly talking about leaving the job but still at the job? And when you've left the job, you don't moved on, you're still talking about the job. In my opinion, Dennis Sperling has won. He got his wife. You know, talk about the behavior of the women, yeah. Talk about some behavior of men, yeah, and just let it be. This whole Pookie must die, the educated lane, but man, this argument been going on since I came in this space. And every couple of what? I say 3 to 6 months, it gets regurgitated out. Fresh and Fit is like most of y'all. If I can go down the list and see so many Fresh and Fit videos from all, that's why I didn't put their name. I could have put their name in here. I could have put Kevin's name. I could have had more people watching this. But for what? Like, bruh, to my degree, I think these guys are actually doing this stuff on purpose, you know? And then Tommy with his crying self trying to sue the lady. I'm like, bruh, just go on about your business. Cause I mean, we know this space is mainly built on money. Being honest, We know the space is built on money. There's guys in the space that said that they build a channel about the money in this space. You know, hey, I was the $5 nation, man. I was getting fives all day when my cash out was good. I was dropping cash outs. Every time I drop in the building, $5. You know, you might say something crazy. They're going another five. Shoot, before you know it, I done dropped like $25, $30 in the cash out. You know, just laughing. Sending cash out because it's funny or something. It's entertaining. I didn't get super chats. I could set up my card and do super chats now. But I was like, no, I'm strictly on cash outs. Once they got cut out, I stopped. Stop dropping money. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You know, hey, you know, there's men in this space that have been married before. They went through a rough situation with a chick. They got through it, moved on. You know, it is what it is. You know, it, you gotta, the whole vetting process, you never know. People change. Nobody stays the same. Even most of the men in this space, before they got in this space, they was in a totally different mindset. Now they move, you know. Same thing as Jerome. Like I get tired of Jerome talking about the men in this space. He was the same dude that was running around here talking about women in this space, and now he on the opposite side with the women, talking so much junk about the men. You know, I ain't trying to call him out, but dude, where your chick at? Like, I ain't really trying to bust them like that, but bruh, like if you going at these men so bad, like you should have been called a chick over in this space. Hell, there's some women already got their man in this space. Hey, from what I'm hearing and I'm seeing, people hooking up in this space. So hey, pull you one. You know, go ahead, do your thing. You got the whole TMCH women over there. They all love you. Hey, snag one. You know, I mean, I don't know, like, bro, like that's what I say. I don't like these arguments and these talks, man, because at the end of the day, it's back to the same topic. That's why I keep trying to tell people, be productive, especially for the women. You know, majority of the women who actually know their worth to a degree and know no situations are gonna be to a fault. They deal with situations as they come. You know, if they rock with a dude, they gonna rock with a dude. If they ain't rocking with a dude, they just ain't rocking with a dude. You know, they want to live their life, and when they get older, they want to settle down and get a man. If a man chooses to be with a older woman, that's his business. You know, that's why I laughed at Roger the other day. Roger did that video about the what's his name, AJ, the chick that had a threesome at 50. I'm like, Roger, leave that chick alone. She old. She about to die. Like, she 50, bro. You know, I'm just making a joke about her being about to die, but no, I'm just saying she older. If she been married or never been married, if she want to do that at that age, I mean, she's at an age where she know right from wrong. 50 years old. So if she choose to, be in that life, go ahead, do your thing. I mean, it's crazy, but do your thing. You know, I mean, is she teaching young girls to do that? I'm gonna question that because it is what it is. Now I'm like, hey, can't be teaching these young girls. You don't live your life to a degree. You have men that might want to deal with you. You have men that might don't want to deal with you. These young girls, they need to understand if they want to get married. You know, a man once told me, he told this to his daughter's basketball team, and he taught his daughter basketball team this. He took a soda. He said, sex is like opening this bottle of Sprite. Each time I open it, a little fizz comes out. Shakes it up, open it. Each time a little fizz come out. By the time you get married, you done messed around so much to where you almost technically out of fizz when it comes to your husband. You know, that's why I believe, in my opinion, in most cases, that's why you have sexless marriage. You know, to a degree, Some of these people been doing it for so long. It's just that they turned off from it, displeased. They don't want to mess around no more. You know. And I gotta look at this chat, man. I've been running around, but I can't hardly see. I'm driving, lost my mount, but yeah, man. I mean, like I said, going back to the Manosphere, dude. Like this whole Pookie argument, like, bruh, this done got recycled like 30 times since I've been in this space. This whole women argument recycled 30 times. Why do I need to talk about unproductive women and I'm not dealing with them? Women check women to a degree. If a woman's not checking that woman, you move out the community, just go. When you sneak out the back door, ain't nobody looking for you because you already gone. By the time they look out for you, bro, you already pulling up with your wife from your other country or whatever you talking about. Like I keep saying, the divesting chicks, most of them chicks who talk about divesting, where they man at? Where they man on the channel? Where they man at? And then the ones that, all streaming divesting, the ones that did have a man, they popped them and left. It is what it is. And the ones who ain't divesting, they just can't get right. It is what it is. Men go through the same thing. So you want to point the finger at the women? We go through the same thing. The dudes who out here mess with these chicks, Platt already said one video where he had to do Philippines, had 2 daughters, was in the military. Dude had 2 daughters. She fooled around and fooled with another military guy on base, left her 2 daughters with the man, and he was raising his daughters while the Filipino chick, she ran off with another soldier with no kids. I guess she still want to live her hot girl summer life. And that was the thing. She chose to do that. Just like dudes. Same thing with dudes who pop a chick up and leave. In my opinion, it's a low number of guys actually out here doing that because the sought after men, those are the ones that all those chicks are running up on. The productive guys that's probably doing good, he ain't out here popping up chicks and running off. He trying to have babies, except that one guy who was on Platt Channel the other day. I don't know where this guy came from. He was talking about going to Africa and grab him a chick because they don't got child support over there. I'm like, hold on. You talking about you want a good woman, that same mentality as which we talk about the so-called Pookies have, and he say he's a productive man. He's going to Africa to get a chick because of no child support laws. You bring this chick to America, guess what? You're paying child support. If you stay over there in Africa and you run through them chicks, you get them chicks pregnant, guess what? You get to that second or third village, somebody popping you, somebody beating you, somebody doing something to you. You're not going to be running across the whole country of Africa, popping chicks up and leaving. You're going to be doing the same thing of what you talk about dudes in America doing over there. And the same way you say they ain't got no child support laws over there. When you get murked in certain countries, they go by the land of the law. If they say pop them and let them go, that's what it is. Yeah, they have their law and order to a degree, but bruh, you can't do this. And man, like bruh, I'm just yeah. When it comes down to it, man, the thing of it is, nobody don't want to talk about business. Nobody don't talk about the whole. I talk about Erica Williams all the time. Erica Williams told me about this space. She told me about BGS. She talked about Angry Man. The way every time I heard about Angry Man about her, she was talking about Angry Man and Coach Greg Adams. I think about the behavior of women. I'm like, yeah, women are fucked up. I always say that. I say that all the time. I said, women are selfish. I tell that to my wife all the time. I love her, but she's selfish because a lot of women have grown with that mind of being spoiled and wanting what they want. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Hell, to a degree, men want what they want. A lot of men in this space, if they don't get the bad chick, they don't want to settle for the okay chick. They don't want to settle for the okay chick that they can bring to the house, and they be like, "Oh, she cute." They want the ones where their uncle say, "What? Well, she bad," you know. But like I tell these guys, like your uncle not sleeping with her. Your uncle's only looking at her. You need that woman with the outside looking like the inside. The inside of her is wonderful. She has worked on herself. She did some soul searching. She knows she a messed up person inside, or she just a good all around woman and can't catch a break with these crazy dudes out here trying to smash and dash because she ain't all that to run to the house. Hey, I mean that's on you, man. You know, just like these women growing old and die long, dudes are doing the same. You know, just like a dude can get a dog, a woman can get a dog. When it come down to it, we had these conversations all day in this space. But the more I keep hearing about how bad these women are, MOT said it best. If we take the woman topic out of here, man, I'm trying to catch these comments. If we take the woman topic out of here, where we talking about the behavior of women, then what? You know, you know, if we take the woman, MOT said it best. If we take these women who are, you know, out of control, out of our conversation, then what conversations can we have? Can we just focus on money and business? Because the next generation of men is, when I was over there at the luncheon with Rael and Lonzo and all the great people, Charles and all that came to the luncheon, and I'm sick of this space, y'all. Y'all be talking about y'all want change, and all y'all want to be is entertained. This for the people who got business. That's what this whole luncheon was about over there with Alonzo. And it's the same people all the time over there that's viewing it. That wants to learn something about business. That wants to boost it. If you don't got a business, cool. Cool. If you don't want no life insurance, cool. I'ma still keep pushing. I'ma still keep trying to, give you a leg up. Maybe you'll get it, like I say, them 50-year-olds will get it. You know, maybe the jokes and stuff will run out. And then when life hits you in the face, then you realize you ain't like somebody I know at 61 years old talking about they need life insurance. I'm crying laughing at that person when I found it. It was a female. I was laughing. I know the person. Same thing with the dude. But the dude had a plan with himself. He was taking his IRA and putting it on to where if he dies, his IRA goes towards his burial and different arrangements for his family and the beneficiary that's set up. But the woman, no money set aside, no nothing, just out here living life, living my best life, it was what it was. Now, I looked at the situation. You chose what you chose. If a man chooses a woman that beats on him, that's him at the end of the day. I can't do it. I'm not gonna, condone myself to that behavior. I'm not putting myself in that situation because he put himself in that situation. That's what he like, I guess. I'm not doing it. You know, when I hear some of these men go through this stuff, I can say but so much. But if I can speak to your situation more than you, then I need to shut up. In my opinion, that's how I look at the situation. If I speak more to a person's situation than them, I need to shut up because it's something that's going on in that relationship in which they like, and they're going to continue doing whether I'm around or not. So I shut up. Yeah, I so do. When it comes to situations of, us trying to have this bond or whatever and talk and all this with each other, a lot of these dudes They just want to go in. You know, you cut the computer off. That's it. I did a screen talking about, if you ain't got no money, you don't got a 9 to 5. Hey, there's a lot of apps. There's so many videos on YouTube. I watch videos on YouTube that do surveys for like 25, 50, some of them $100 on surveys. I seen these clickbait things to where you can do certain things to your YouTube channel and spruce it up. There's certain YouTube channels. There's YouTube about water that you can get into, and you can really hit it hard out the park with it. Just do raindrop videos. Like sometime when I was into my different elements, I would go and listen to chakra videos before I go to sleep, try to clear my mind, because there was a lot of stuff going on. It kept me at peace, kept my mind, level to where I wasn't thinking all these crazy thoughts. It just my mind's racing because I had so much on my mind, trying to do this business, trying to, pay this, get the kids in this, like, dude, literally a lot of stuff can drive you crazy. You don't have someone you can talk to, drive you up the wall. I can talk to my wife, but to the degree, it's pressure sometimes, but she can't deal with that. She can't relate to it, you know. I know how to turn it. I know how to turn it off, man. I've been dealing with so much stuff for years, man. It's easy to turn it off, you know. But then when I turn it off, it might go too far off, and I can't turn it back on. I'm trying to, get that grind back up, that snap, you know. And it's a level and it's a balance you got to work with, you know. I want to see what's going on in the chat. This phone now, man, it's killing me. I gotta buy another phone now. But like I said, man, with this whole manosphere direction, I'm gonna keep saying this. Knowledge yourself, man. Everybody should be in this space, building with each other. Honestly, Kwame Brown, he gonna come in here just like Star and all those other celebrities, Matt Barnes and they podcasts. They taking over these guys in the manosphere. Like you can say what you want. Kevin Samuels came in and did his thing. Look how many guys have been in the manosphere this whole time, and how he popped in and did his thing. It is what it is. Can't be mad at it. This guy beat a lot of people to the punchline. It is what it is, man. Just you can't be mad. Hey, I seen that, Rael. I'm with you, man. I keep telling these guys. I don't know why I value stuff. That ain't where I'm at. I'm not trying to please no chick. I need money to live. I'm gonna get money for me, and I'm gonna get money for my family. When Alonzo starts this $500,000, $500,000 initiative, I'm already there. Me and him are talking about the $1 million stuff now. I'm already at $500,000 worth of life insurance. I'm trying to get to the mill. I know I can get to the mill in due time with my index fund. But what I'm trying to discuss is, do I need more to fund? That means I'm gonna have to make more money because there's other things I need to do to enhance that money. Like, I'm honestly, and when I say a mill, a lot of dudes on this simping and sucker, bruh, if I have a woman that's there for me, why am I gonna invest my money, my time, and my energy to take care of her when I'm here and when I'm gone? Like that's a no-brainer right there. I'm gonna be taking care of her when I'm here and when I'm gone. So in the end, like I don't get it with a lot of guys with this. You taking care of a woman, man, that's my wife. That's not just no random chick, you know. And even the money, all the money's not even going to her. Since you want to be on some sucker stuff, the money's going to my kids as well. Like, bro, I'm looking to take care of my family, my wife, my kids. I got business I got to the side. Literally, I've been writing all this stuff down to where if something happened to me today, my wife can go over there to my black cabinet. I got a change jar, like a little change container, where I got all my information in. I got a black accordion envelope with all my important paperwork in, to where she can go over there, have my codes to my crypto, because me and Alonzo was talking about the guy when he was doing $50 a week on crypto. He died. I told him if he didn't leave his daughter the code to at least go in that wallet and transfer it to a wallet she make for herself, that money's locked and lost. I can't tell you how many times I done heard people losing all their money in crypto because they forgot the phrase, the 12-word phrase, or forgot the 4-digit number to get back in to the wallet. Or they got the cold wallet with the USB, lost all their money. My business deals I have with my one of my business partners, my homeboy. We do business all the time with each other. You know, there's certain deals my wife don't know about that I do. I literally have that stuff on paper or to a degree written down. What is the deal? What is my take in there? You know, I have right now a crowdfunding I'm working with. What is it? The crowdfund or was the other one? The stock. It's the stock one that I'm doing now. I own 25% in this, to where if anything happens, this gets transferred over to my kids. This get transferred over to my kids. My kids can choose to do that. I have life insurance now with my boys. By the time they turn 18, they can choose to take the money out, do whatever they want, or take the money and let it roll over and keep putting money in there for their family. I got a universal index for my younger kids. The same policy I got that gives, a high rate, anywhere from 5 to 7% monthly. Not yearly, monthly on the return. When I start pumping more money into it, it's going to produce more money for them. One of my sons, he's so pumped. He already said it. Like this dude, he listened to some of the stuff. I got to watch him because he'll grab my phone and hear some of the Manosphere stuff, like the one where the guy cheated on his wife in 4K. Everybody did the video on that. He was laughing like, "Oh man, look, she caught him in the bed." I'm like I'm listening to him the way he's talking about the situation. He was like, "I never get caught like that, man. I'm not gonna give these chicks this type of energy and I'm like, man, boy, if you only know, that power of the P. A lot of dudes get caught up in it, power of the P, man, power of the P. But at the same time, hoping he's gonna be ready and willing to move around. I'm gonna have to teach him everything I can, so he will. When it come down to it, it's just crazy how we have these situations in our community, and nobody's speaking on the money. When it always get back to the same conversation about the money. Let's say something happened to me right now. I think my son's gonna be pretty okay. My daughter, she's gonna be okay, but my son's gonna be pretty okay. Because mainly I'm leaving more money for my younger kids than my older kids. You older. The most I can do is leave you a little money, get you a house, throw into a little business or something. But with them, they're gonna be missing the interactions with cars. They're gonna be missing the interactions with, me being in their life trying to, teach them things. I got one of my homeboys. I told him, I was like, man, if anything happened to me, man, you stay on top of them with this money. If you got a Bogart in there, grab their credit cards or whatever, and talk to a financial advisor, put their money into something to where they can grab it later, RAs. Because the way I'm learning about this, when I build this trust, they're gonna have their money to where they only can get it like within sections. Like if I give if so basically they're probably gonna get anywhere, depending on the passing of me, like anywhere from 200 or more. They're gonna get probably 25%. If anything would happen to me right now, they get 25% of that money. Then the next stage will be probably another 25%. And then within the next couple of years, I'll give them the 50%, you know, because I was Gabe the Brooklyn legend. I was listening to him on Rose Gold channel, and he was saying how his mom passed and he got that one lump sum all at one time. The best thing for him and his brothers and his dad, what they did, they invested in a house. They invest. Georgia girl, how's it going? Sorry, I ain't been catching people that's coming in, but end up getting a house. But end up getting a house. And the crazy thing was, when he got a house, the house, they didn't get no inspection because they didn't know. All they did was bought a house, no inspection. The house ran down. They ended up having to sell it. But the thing of it was, they got a little money off of it because they had it for a minute. And the other person came in and paid them a little bit more for the house wholesale than, what they paid for it, because of the condition. If it was fixed up, they got way more money, you know. But the thing of it was, he said, man, he was buying cars, he just wilding out with his money. He didn't have no sense of direction as far as financial literacy about what he could do with the money. He went and bought a car. I was like, you bought a car? He's like, yeah, man, I bought a car. Man, I was going crazy with the money. In the end, like, that was it. He had no sense of financial literacy to save some of the money, invest some of the money, buy some commodities like he do now. He buy and sell on eBay, shoes and all kind of things. He, Dude makes tons of money now. Went over to Dominican. I think he said he stayed over there for like 2 weeks because he works for himself. His wife took off on a job. And like, that's the lifestyle where you work for yourself. You do things, have things set up for yourself to where you can, you know, have your leisure. And it was just crazy how everything happened right there to where he was, good. Like, he'd had no worries. I'm like, dang, like, man, that was good, man. And he was like, but if I would have had that money my mom had left me from the life insurance, he's like, man, I would have been so well off. I would have did so much for myself, you know. And the crazy part is, man, like, bro, like he lost out because he didn't have the knowledge. And that's the only thing I keep trying to push in this channel, because my boys gonna go up and listen to this channel and hear some stuff, and they gonna catch the wave. My oldest son, I talked to him about all this stuff now. We have more conversations. Like, now he's getting into IT. I told him, I said, man, I got some people that you can talk to. You know, I know I can talk, let him talk to Keep It Techie. I know I can let him talk to, you know, Professor Black Ops. I know I can let him talk to him. No, let he can talk to Young Grizzly. Those guys. Majority of these other guys, I'm gonna have to question. You know, Hell, Zero's a good guy, but have to question. Some of the other guys, Aegon, all them, these guys in the tech, I have to question. Good guys, but what are your intentions? I see how you move in this space. I don't want that negative rubbed off, mentality in my kid's head. You know, most of the guys who talk, into tech that, I just named, they're strictly on tech. They might give a little poke in the bear every now and then, but they strictly mainly on the topic, man. You know, Even with Alonzo, Alonzo talk that talk every now and then to get the little the crumbs over there, but mainly his whole thing is, promoting his business, life insurance. Not only just life insurance, dealing with business, dealing with, any kind of policy that can help you. Lonzo sells, car insurance. He has fire and casualty. One of the best insurance to have In business, fire casualty. If you have it as a residential, it's even better. You know, we don't know this stuff. It's not pushed. It's not known in the community because it's not celebrated, man. You know, yeah, man. The Black Brain Trust, man. Yeah, another channel, man. Dealing with complex. Yeah, Mike Veach, man. Just, I mean, from the obvious, man. A lot of guys in this space, they contribute so much, far as the intellect and you know, getting some guys have like I keep saying this about MOT. That whole thing when he was on the Pookie Must Die stuff, like all these other guys so called are jumping on now and pushing the intellect. Man, MOT knows what he's talking about. Every damn near everything this guy is talking about, and I come up there and we have the discussions. He is dead on with his marketing, with his business strategies, with him getting a license, obtaining it, and what to do, as far as with paperwork, everything. 100, no doubt. That's why like Erica Williams, the same thing. No matter what people say about Erica Williams, her money and everything which people in this space so-called garner and look after, it speaks for itself. 6 figures on YouTube. That's not even with her painting business and all these different venture capital stuff that she's doing, building houses, dealing with notaries, doing trucking. When she was throwing the trucking course out, man, I wanted to get in it so bad. And I knew she had the junk was rolling, but I had too much going on at the time. I had already had other business I was dealing with. I could throw that little money over there and just set it and forget it. But I'm like, man, that's gonna take from my overhead over here that I need to be doing this, you know, dealing with this situation. And it ran with it, you know, good, man. I mean, like I just, man, like wholesaling, all this stuff, real deal finance. When he talks about this stuff, man, a lot of guys don't want to have real deal is young. I think real deal is like 25. Real deal financial is 25, I think. Like, why? Like this young guy, he's moving different. Yeah, you have the conversations where you did your wild stuff when you were young, or you got it out of the way early. He's about the same age of where, when I said I stopped, when I got married at that age, 21, when I stopped dealing with all these, crazy women, and I was like, man, if I want to get married, I'm gonna have to just stop trying to hit these randoms and, all this other stuff because it ain't even where it's at. You know, if I want a productive woman, I got to start dealing with productive women. I got to be productive. I got to be about I got to be about money. That's when I started getting on my grind. I work for a promotional company and I work for a moving company. I was busting both jobs out. I was doing my thing, making my money. As soon as I get back in town, I had another gig I was doing, boom, 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 making that money. I was, had teams of guys. I was hiring my friends, knocking the work out, man. No problem. You know, and that's why, like, dude, my son, he's like that. My son was in college. He had 2 jobs. He was on his grind. He had part-time at one, part-time at the other one, and he was a full-time student. He was steady grinding. He was like, man, all this free time, and I still have time to study. He's like, most time I'll be at work studying, man. It's easy. He seen me do the work. I didn't have to say, man, go out here, work hard. Like, he seen me take on responsibility of doing 2 jobs. He seen me running it down, handle it just like that. That's why when he when he graduated high school, but when he got into his like first and second year, Mar was into the Manosphere. I was talking to him. I said, man, um, yeah, I did. I said, I feel. I told him, yeah, but I told him, I said, man, I feel as if, me and you didn't have a lot of discussions and, kind of critiquing your life and path as, being a man. He said, well, I learned most of it by seeing you dealing with my mom and the way you moved, the way you worked, the way you took care of the family, you know. He said, I seen how when stuff needed to be paid, you'll go and pay. When my mom wasn't working, you was the only one working, and you work hard and did what you did. You know, nothing to get cut off. Just had two babies, and everything was moving. But had what, three cars in the driveway, and nothing to get repoed. Like, even with my wife family, she was like, "Oh, so she was like, yeah, you working and you doing good. You need any help?" And I'm looking at them like, "What are you talking about?" They was like, it's hard being you the only one working in the house." I was like, "Not really." They was like, "Oh, you got it like that?" Not really. I just do what I got to do. You know, that was the thing. Like, I didn't have to say, "Oh man," telling my wife she got to hurry up and go back. Nah, she take her time. She do what she need to do, and whatever we needed to handle with a situation, she just needed to take off. That was it. You know, I did what I had to do. I worked. Some days I work 7. Yeah, some days I only work 5. Some days I work 4. But at the same time, there was nothing shy of me working to do things for my family. You know, putting myself in a situation to make my family have a better outcome. That's what made me move as a man to, be a provider, in which we always talk about in this space as men and women providing for the family, you know, and which, anything happens, I'm gonna have to make it happen. You know, my wife, she's a great woman. I tell her all the time, I say, man, I say, you are not as good as I give you credit. And she laughs about that. Now I joke with her and I tell her, I say, everybody probably think you're an angel online because, I always talk about how good you are, what you do, you know. Like I say, she's Jamaican, she cooked the food, Every now and then I cook, like I say, I'm a cook myself, I push out the kitchen. I like to cook. I grew up around my grandparents. They all cook. They taught all the boys how to cook. All the men in our family know how to cook. I told you the first time I actually made jambalaya for my wife, she sit there and thought that I had something in the freaking Wisconsin. Yeah, Valdosta, that's where he went to school at. But she thought that I had threw some stuff in the trash, man. She was trying to look in the trash like, where the food at? Where's the boxes? Like, cooked the jambalaya myself. I made the rice, beans. I cut up all the meats. I had shrimp in there, had chicken in there, sausage in there. No, look, I think did I put ground beef. Yeah, I put a little ground beef in there. A turkey. I think it was turkey. Put a little turkey. Nah, that was ground beef. It wasn't turkey. Yeah, but I put a little ground beef in there, season it up. Had a little vegetables on the side, like I think it was green beans or something like that. Or probably, yeah, it was green beans. It wasn't greens that time. But then, like, I made Thanksgiving. Like, I'm always making Thanksgiving dinner. My wife always tell me, well, you make the best dressing. You know, uh, yeah, I like your dressing. Yeah, my wife Jamaican, man. Yeah, she Jamaican. She, I stole the recipe for the curry chicken, man. Curry chicken. Yeah, but yeah, when it come down to it, you know, I cook. I don't mind cooking. We share the responsibilities in the house. That's the community building, working together. My sons and my daughter, they seen how we move together. We joke, we play. Like I tell my wife, if there's a situation we have some issues with each other, I tend to let her know, let's talk about this outside of the kids. It got to a point where we was, would have our arguments and things. You know, I wouldn't want to do that in front of the kids. I seen that around my mom. So I knew the stuff that I seen and I didn't like as a child. I didn't want to put that in their light, their eyes. We would have these arguments all the time when I first got with her. And it was funny. My wife was like, why every time we have these arguments, you just sit there? And I told her, I was like, well, it takes two to argue. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. It just make you look crazy. Afterwards, we just had conversations with each other. If we have a situation, we'll just talk about it right there in front of the kids. If we get love more than what it really was, we'll go down and discuss it in the room or to the side. Other than that, there was no need for us to go back and forth. I'm throwing my hands in there about to hit her, and she's coming at me like she about to fight me. I tell my wife, I always say this, and people can take it for what it is. I'm not a person that beat on women, but at the same time, I tell my wife and I tell other women, don't put your hands on me. If you don't want me to touch you, don't touch me. My mom, she told me this. She passed, but she always told me, if a woman hit you, you hit her back. Because if you don't, she's gonna go to the next man, and the next man's gonna knock her out. So you hitting her back might be prevented from her being her life being taken. Because most women go through life thinking that men are not gonna hit them because they're not taught that. So I tell my wife, don't put your hands on me, and we good. Because you don't want me to put my hands on you. I'm about 265. My wife is probably like less than 140, 130, almost about 130, a little bit smaller than that. Damn it, I'm over twice her size. If I hit her, I can really do some damage to her. And she knows that. And it's not even on no I beat women stuff. It's just saying that we don't need to be hitting on each other. I don't need to hit her. She don't need to hit me. We both should respect each other enough to where we don't touch each other. And that's the biggest thing, which in the community, we never have these conversations to tell girls don't hit boys. We never have these It's always when a boy hit a girl, it's a problem. But when a girl hit a boy, it's like, ha, 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 it's funny, you know? And, just like I said, going back into this space, I want to have people more educated about money, have more people educated about the situations at hand, because I understand people want to get entertained. This video, like most of my videos, they don't have that many views, and I'm fine with that. Unless I go a couple of hours to where people come in and check in and leave, I'm cool with that too. You get a little knowledge and you go. This might not be the conversation for you. I don't have on my clown suit and honking the horn to where you be entertained. It's a lot of stuff is gonna pass through people. I tell me and Gold P have this conversation all the time. A lot of people are not going to stay because you have to look at yourself in the mirror for the actions that you do. You literally have to come to an understanding in which you have to be accountable for yourself. That's why I always talk about knowledge of self. If you don't know yourself, how can you be in a relationship? You're going to be lost. In which there's the divorce right there, because you haven't set enough time to yourself to know who you are. And when you know who you are, you know what you can and can't deal with. So you walk that path thinking that you know yourself and you want to jump. Some people don't even have that path of thinking that they know themselves. They know that they just like this person. They want to deal with this person in a fashion into which when the thrill is gone, you just don't want to deal with them no more. So, you know, that's why we have this, point of us talking, and to be honest, I like the Manosphere space because you can get a chance to hear guys in their situation to where they can get it out. And ultimately, it will stop them from doing other stuff. As men, we have a lot of bottled up aggression, bottled up anger, and whether it be towards women, whether it be towards our family members, whether it be towards situations that we go through. If a man gets pulled over by a police so many times to where his nerves are shot to where he don't even feel no more. It might be an issue where that one cop who's nice pull him over and he blows off the meter because every cop has been nasty to him. Every cop has treated him a certain way to where he can't take it. He might come in his space, talk about it, and it breaks him down to where he say, "Man, cool, man. I'm all right, man. Cause yeah, man, I had a rough week. My job getting on my nerves. man. Dealing with these chicks on these dates ain't doing so well. Man, I'm glad there's a YouTube I watch. Uh Be Leaf, like the leaf, spell leaf, Be Leaf in Fatherhood. And this guy has about 4 kids, which is 3 boys, 1 daughter, and he's married to his wife in California. And he was doing a video about one of his sons doing something, and it was crazy to an issue to where somebody sent them something in the comments and was saying that the guy tried to, take his own life. Believe it was before November, before Thanksgiving, and he was unsuccessful. And he was saying how watching the guy's videos kind of helps his mind to get off of that and have some joy and have some hope that maybe he can have a family one day and he can be just good enough of a man as he is with his kids. It's belief in fatherhood. And you know, the crazy part is like the guy expressed how he tried to, take his life as well when he was around in his early 20s, like between 21 or so, 20 to 21. And he was saying how the situation he felt is nobody loved him no more. And he was calling his dad to tell him bye. And his dad talked him out of it, told him come sleep on his floor, do what he got to do, which he didn't have to sleep on the floor, but he thought he was so low, I guess, to the point where he had to come there. I probably misunderstood it, but I know he said, so low till he wanted to sleep on the floor. And the situation presented itself to where some people get that low, and the joy of just coming online and listening to people or just hearing people talk or just coming on the panels and having the input, it gets overwhelming when you have somebody that breaks the conversation up or starts having beefs. But the situation with guys on there laughing and joking and talking about people, man, like the art new stall and the YouTube scholar, man, it's funny, man. Like I'm listening to guys come with no information, but listening to a YouTube video, not doing no Google searches. He could even be a Google scholar. Like crazy part of that, man. And it's just crazy. Like even in a situation, like I go on this podcast, Red Lipstick Vibes, and Miss Ty, her name. You know, her podcast is just fun, man. All these older people grow like my age and older. They're not over there. Like we talk about the gender war, but we talk about topics like being married. What would happen if, the man can't get it together and he's married? Is he gonna give his wife a hall pass? Or if the woman, vice versa, stuff like that. Talking about situations in which men growing up and, having to be responsible for the whole family, like the situation I was in, to where your wife can't work. Then what? Over the top where, I watch her shows and her videos to where um there's where she's a stay-at-home mom. I think it's called Over the Top. To where she's a stay-at-home mom and she deals with the situation of being a stay-at-home mom and how can you become a stay-at-home mom, and she don't want to be a stay-at-home mom for life. She has dreams and aspirations. She want to do things for herself, but it's just the whole notion of her trying to balance things out. That's like her key thing. you know and YouTube is her outlet to talk about certain things and to help people out that want to learn these things about staying home and family life and stuff like that too. I'm sorry about that, reading some of the comments and stuff. Yeah, but But when it comes down to it, man, it's like that's why I say I try to promote a lot of financial literacy. I always shout out Alonzo Hall. He sells life insurance. Like I say, I deal with him. I got the insurance through my boys. I already had policies before I met him. So, we had the discussion about getting the policies for my boys, more or less getting one for me. But through the cost of inflation of everything, I need more insurance. I mean, like I said, I'm already gonna get in the 500,000 insurance club that he has. I already met the criteria. I have over 500,000 insurance, and I stand to get more because I want to hit the million. I can get the million with my universal life insurance because the universal life insurance is steady growing. I have that. I have my whole life and I have my term life. I'm gonna get more term life, and I'm looking at getting to the degree more universal because it grows. Or maybe I can get this other policy. I'm not gonna tell you guys. You got to talk to Alonzo to get that one, but it's a payout. It's a payout on this policy. And, I'm thinking about getting it this year, depending on this job situation, switching jobs. And if everything goes to plan, I'm going to start it at the end of this year, going into 41. I got 10 years on this policy, hit 51, payout, you know. And that's the key thing, man. Finding your options. Where do you stand? Yeah, my wife want me to go get her something to eat. Yeah, it's just like, man, what are your options? Where do you stand? You know, and that's like the biggest thing where I keep trying to push in this space, man. Like, we have to work with each other. You know, that's why I always say we here. That's why I'm trying to go on so many platforms, show my love, like, listen to the stream, try to go back and listen to the replay if I can. If I miss some things, try to come in and work with other content creators, telling them, go do a interview on this person's chat to put your channel out there more. Go talk to this person. Make this go viral. Her channel, MTGV. Make this go viral. She got MTGV one, and she got MTGV. Then she got MTGV two because they was messing with MTGV. Make this go viral. Her channel where she, telling people once you get over 100 subs, you can go in and change the script for YouTube to where you get a direct link with your name in the link of the YouTube instead of you have YouTube backslash, all those numbers. You'll have a YouTube backslash she we here. So it's easier for people to find your channel. That's why I think most channels are kind of messed up like that to where when you try to go search for the channels, you can't find them because they're like almost coded out. You know, then she talks about she dealt with this guy that does great editing, videos and stuff like the little small commercials. He's good with that. The editing and all that, like real good. You know, she has her channel to where she had like commercials and do sponsored videos all within hers. Have to where the intros and outros are so good. You know, to a degree, women channels always have a substantial bigger chance in growing than men channels due to the fact that a lot of people, a lot of men and women more or less gravitate to the women. When it comes down to men channels, you literally have to be talking about something that another man likes for them to come on your channel. Other than that, they just don't come, you know? And we know this. Yeah, you know, that's me. I'm 39 this year as well, about to be 40 in October, you know, and I do my business now. I still have a full-time job I work at, plus my business on the side. You know, I'm investing in the things. Uh, uh, trying to do NFTs. You know, I dabble in all kind of stuff. I do deliveries. You know, I do coming into plumbing, little carpentry work. Only thing I don't do as much. What I'm starting to get into is electrician work. You know, like the living color. Man, I got tree jobs, man. Tree jobs, man. But you know, I'm into it. You know, that's why, like, I'm thinking about going back to school and doing some stuff, picking up a trade. But I already know I really don't need to because I got some things in play which I'm already can do to make more money added to the pot. But when it comes down to it, that's why I try to encourage so many guys to get into these tech fields, get into driving. There's a lot of young guys. You can get into driving trucks. For guys that want to go overseas, if you have CDLs, you know how to drive trucks and back them up. It's not just a truck shortage in America. It's a truck shortage everywhere. You know, this is a truck shortage everywhere. All these shipping containers need to be shipped. If you know how to drive a stick shift, get your CDLs. You can just have it as a backup, you know, to a degree. That's like I tell these young guys so many times, get your CDLs. You know, young, go into the military, get your CDLs. You know, you ain't got to go over the road. Most of these jobs, they need local drivers more than anything because, you know, even the older guys are trying to come off the road, but they know staying over the road pays them more money. You know, a lot of guys, they be like, man, I'm tired of going over the road. But they know if they come home, they can't work that regular job, getting that regular anywhere from 15 to 2,000 a week when you can make three or more on the road. There's one guy I know makes about 6,000. There's another guy I know he makes about three. You know, they make the money over the road. That's why they be always over the road. Yeah, man. You know, investing, you know, same like Mike. No, be on my channel, be over there, be talking about the stocks, the crypto game, you know, getting into these discords, trying to learn stuff. You know, it's a lot of ways to make money now. I did a video talking about making money from your phone, doing surveys, uh, talked about how you can do Uber, you can do DoorDash, you can do Lyft, you can do Amazon Flex. If you don't want to be just work for Amazon, there's a thing called Amazon Flex. They got now where you have a Walmart thing to where you can deliver for Walmart in your car. Like all the stuff. You got a la carte, you got the one where you can pick up the groceries, that you got Grubhub, was it Go Puff? They got all these different apps, you know. Yeah, even with the affiliates and stuff. Even with the affiliates and stuff like that. You can, you know, find products that you can sell and share the affiliate links from Amazon, you know, or Etsy, whatever these little sites they have where they sell stuff. You know, it's all kind of ways to make money, you know, with your laptop, with your cell phone. No, there's multiple ways of making money right now to the degree. Like, I don't understand why, if you tired of working a 9 to 5, you essentially can work for yourself at any moment in your life. You know, it's to a degree where you just really have to not being able, or, you know, just don't have that drive to do anything, to just sit there and be lazy. Like my cousin literally came up from Florida. She got a job around the corner from her people house that they staying in, like Snap. And one of the dudes lost a job. He chilling. He ain't want to got no job. He chilling. I'm like, if she got a job, why he can't get a job up there? Why he can't go to uh the warehouse around the corner? The Kroger's Atlas warehouse that ships the food, I guess, that's not but another contract. But I know that there's a Kroger's warehouse around the corner that ships food. Why he can't go over there and get a job? Why he can't go to the grocery store around the corner? People hold too much pride. Making money is making money. You're holding too much pride for yourself. You know, find ways. My friend always say, when your stomach meets your back, you're gonna actually get up and do something. You're gonna actually get up and do something. What's going on, Grizzly, man? I gotta check out your video you dropped earlier, man. I didn't check it. I seen the one what you did about BGS, I think, but that was the one prior to that one. I didn't watch that video. The one you dropped at like 3 in the morning. Probably when we was at the shop. But yeah, man, it's all kind of multiple ways of making money. These are the topics I want to be discussing. Like, MOT said it best. If we take the whole women out of the conversation, all we're going to be talking about is men being productive. That's it. That's the only other argument we can have. Once we take the women out of here, we only going to talk about men being productive. Man, hey, when it come down to it, me and my friend, we have conversations. Like, it's so funny. Our conversations, um, our conversations be about, the kids, business ventures, buying houses, renovating houses, you know, looking at stocks. We talk about sports every now and then, but we're not big sports buffs. I kind of fell out of love for sports because my Falcons keep losing. I'm so crushed. Okay, I'm just get out of there. But yeah, man, Die Hard was in it all the time, man. But when I start more or less working, I let the sports took a back seat. The sports actually took a big back seat when I was working so much. I like the sports took a back seat to the point where, you know, I was just in there like, man, I gotta grind, make this money. I check it on the replay. I look at the updates. Like, I see a game, like even with Georgia, I watched a little bit of the game, went to sleep because I was tired. Got up the next morning, seen the play by play, short clips. I was like, oh man, they was doing their thing. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. I can have a conversation with people. You know, I'm not in the dark. That's my biggest thing. I can hold my own in the room to a degree. I can have a conversation about a little bit of everything. Like I told you guys, you know, I've learned plumbing a little to a degree, carpentry work. Man, I got so many saws in the house, man. Table saw, miter saw. I got a router. I'm actually in the process of getting uh, a sander on a belt. What is the other one I want? Um, I can't think of that big saw that's up. I forgot that saw name, but I was gonna get that because I'm gonna start doing woodwork, man. Thinking about doing some little woodwork, selling it online. It's gonna be a little hobby to where I make some money for it. Might just quit my job and do that full time with trading, you know, or some other little stuff I do on the side. I'm constantly moving and changing and doing different things, man. Like, it is what it is. Oh, okay. Hey man, I mean you got to share, man. That's like my thing. When I bought this house, man, I was looking for a house with a basement, but all the houses that I wanted with a basement wasn't in the city. And I wanted to move back in the city because actually I seen how the market was moving. And when the house fell through that I was trying to get for 2 acres out in Snellville, where I used to stay in, I was gonna get another house out there with 2 acres. And I was like, nah, when that fell through because of, dealing with the loan situation, they was crazy. As soon as we got over here, house got snatched. No problem. Bought the house, literally no problem. And so my thing was I bought this house just because of the area. I know it's getting gentrified. I stay in Decatur. So I know how they're moving right now. And it's a new subdivision right across the street from my house. So I was like, yeah, it's gonna come. A new subdivision. They just built the new house like a year before I came and turned around. They just cleared out a lot the first year I was there. I already know they're gonna build townhouses over there. So the value of my house is gonna go up again. You know, I was definitely, and once that all gets worked out, I've been doing my research about housing. I'm thinking about house hacking this house, and I move and get another house. Do FHA, get a bigger house hack the bigger house, come back to this house. Once that house hack is done, I find another house after I stay here a little couple of more months. Then I go get another house. By then, which I've done my research and homework, that I can go FHA. All right, see you later. And I can go FHA. And I mean, I'm sorry, what I'm talking. Oh yeah, I can go and get a business LLC, or thinking of going C corp, and put the properties in there to where it lowers my debt on my personal credit, and then actually go get another house that I want to stay in, like I said, outside the country. I'm out in the country area, because the city is okay, it's nice, but if I'm not in the city, I'm okay. I don't have to rush to the city to go to events. I'm not like this little young teeny bopper to where I'm going to concerts, I'm going downtown, nightlife. When I was young and doing the nightlife, the city, the where I was in Decatur, I was like 15 minutes, I'm good. Even if I had to push to the west side when the bounce was over there, I was still good. I was, less than 20 minutes from a lot of stuff I wanted to go to, 30 the most. But to the degree, that's what it is. Like I'm on my process right now about building wealth. That's why I'm always constantly talking about money. That's why I'm trying to get most people to have the conversation. Like I keep saying, I don't want people to be 50, 60 years old trying to get their life together. You shouldn't be 50, 60 having this conversation with yourself, getting your life together. Literally. Yeah. You shouldn't be literally, man, I gotta mod some people up. Cause I know I gotta catch y'all when y'all be coming over. But yeah, you literally gotta, shouldn't be trying to get your life together at an older age like that. YouTube, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, trying to make sure I get everybody in. Mod. Okay. I got all my mods together in here. All right, so I'm good now. Yeah, when it comes back to it, man, trying to get everything situated to where, man, I want to have a lot of money saved. Like I always say, my parents, they died at a young age. So it was imperative to me to, cool, all right. It was imperative to me to, make money, have a family at a young age, because that was my whole thing of enjoying my family, you know, to if I did something tragic happened to me, I had a family, I had a structure. And like I always talk about, my dad was in the military. And with him, being in the military, when he passed, he had things set up for us through the military. I'm not in the military. So I need to have things set up for my kids to where if I pass or something happens to me, they'll be taken care of. That's when I started getting more into life insurance. And when I was coming to my family about that, they was like, everybody got life insurance. Grandma got life insurance. My great grandma at the time when she was alive, she had life insurance. She had a huge life insurance policy. I think they said my granny had like 90,000 or something like that, 80, 90,000 in life insurance when she passed. I was like, dang, that's a lot, you know. Yeah, man, the three kings, man. Hey, you see it up there in the corner, don't you? Yeah, man. Yeah, so I mean, it was just crazy, man. Like that was the whole catch. when I caught on to my family was doing this, but my whole thing was I didn't know far as the elderly put life insurance on them to where you can leave the money for the kids, or, have extra money coming into the house. Your pop's old, you can get a term life on them. If you don't want to pay all that money, you can get a whole life on them too. That's why I say check with Alonzo, check with people with life insurance, man. See weigh your options, you know, weigh your options. That's the biggest thing with a lot of people. We fail in the community because we're not weighing our options. You know, crazy part is, I sit up there and I fooled around and was listening to Lonzo. Lonzo had fooled around and said, "Yeah, man, doggone the the C-19, they fooled around. The life insurance companies paid out $90 billion for C-19." And I said this in the short. Guess how much money went into the black community out of that 90 billion? $1 billion. Out of all those black people that died, we only had $1 billion coming to our community, which other communities had over, collectively 89. $89 billion. We got 1 billion out of 89. We even if we did the fraction, I would even go into say, you had probably about anywhere from close to 20 or so going into the Chinese. You had about probably 40 to 60 going into the, Caucasian, white, whatever people want to call community. And then you literally had, Mexican community, probably about 5 mil or so, but I mean 5 billion. But we literally had $1 billion out of all the people that died that were black. $1 billion. That absolutely makes no sense. You know, if 5,000 people get $1 million policy, we already ahead of the curve on the racial wealth gap. Just $1 million policy on, the family member. 5 people in the family get $1 million policy. That's $5 million right there. Somebody gonna get that 5 million. Somebody might get a meal while the other people still alive. Then the other people get like that's generational wealth, man. That's the only way we can pass it because we don't physically have that type of money to leave in trusts and wills for people. We literally are working, scrubbing two nickels together, trying to make things work. And in trying to make things work, we got to start working with each other, man. We got to actually start building trust. Like this whole thing about us sharing each other's channels and liking the videos. Even if you come in, say a comment and like the video and move on, I'm fine with that because that still adds value to my channel. I do that because it still adds value to other people's channel. We here is the purpose on which I stand for, to where I try to help people in their channels out as well. You know, I'm gonna look into that. But man, when it come down to it, man, that's why I keep saying like we gotta work together. We gotta start pushing each other in the right direction, man. It's a lot of, I talk the perfect timing a lot, man. We have our discussions about the space, man. And I always tell him the same thing, man. A lot of people don't want to move for the knowledge, and a lot of people just don't want to hear what other people got to say. You might have good content. You got good content, when he does his mics and MCN and stuff, he got that energy for that. He gets passionate about his topics in which he talk about. I always get on him about, emotional. I be checking him out, hey man, gotta get out your feelings on something. He's like, man, I know, man. But it's passion that he has in a lot of his topics. But at the end of the day, a lot of people not gonna come because I tell them, you preaching on stuff that nobody's not entertained about. People want to be entertained in this space. Gold P, I tell them the same thing. My channel. Once I switch my content, I don't get as many views. I'm not mad at that. Because at the end of the day, I'm cool. Like I said, this message might not be for everybody. This is more or less for the people that, Michael Jackson, they want their change. The ones that don't, they ain't worried about this. They moving to the other channel. They moving here. What they talking about fresh and fit. They over there try like, yeah, I can talk about them, but like, bruh, when you done got caught in the trick bag so many times, it's kind of played out to keep talking about it. How many times Tommy go through this whole situation? Bruh, it's dead to me. Kevin, yeah. I mean, we can have a conversation. We hear him all the time talking about these women. This guy got content for days. All you gotta do is just start up a live, talk about, behavior. Because that's the only thing he's doing. He ain't really, I mean, you can call it bashing and stuff like that, but it's he's just talking to behavior. And the conversations get elevated because, you know, you gotta hold yourself accountable for your, actions. I've never really seen a woman get on there and try to check Kevin at the point of him being right. They understand it. They don't come at him. And it is what it is. He let him off the panel. They say, okay, and that's it. But you have those ones that come at him and try to go at his neck, and it just don't work. I mean, like crazy, you know? Yeah, man, I've been, running on for an hour and a half, man. I'm about to get ready to jump off of here. But man, some food for thought, man. Just man, we gotta build this community better. I'm telling you. We gonna fool around, and all these so-called guys that got they channels built and they supposed to be holier than thou. The entertainers, they gonna come snatch up the subs, man. Hey, Kwame, his name Kwame Brown. He already did it. He got a lane right now. You know, Matt Barnes, them boys over there playing ball. They came over here. They got a lane right now. $1 million worth of game. They got a lane right now. I be watching Devin all the time. Him, Obi, and the Hellcat. I watch all them boys. They got lane. What's his name? CJ the car dude. Mr. Organic. All them boys got lanes. They sprinkle in a little bit of the Manosphere topics because if they want that kind of lane, they'll do it. Excuse me. They talk about those topics, but the thing is, it is what it is, man. You know, man. I was just talking about you, perfect. Stingray Cool, what's going on, man? Hey, man, I've been catching your videos, man. I ain't been catching your live too much. I be moving. I see you on, and I try to hit you, and you be gone. You've been dropping your videos on the wrestling, man, on the wrestling, the the Black History, man. I've been catching your videos, man. Like I said, I support people in their channels, man. I go and support, man. I get in there and listen. Now I hear what you got to say, man. Your content is worth listening to, man. Like I said, I wish a lot of more brothers support people in the space, man. You know, we ain't all got to be on the same wave to, have the same talk. What's going on, perfect, man. I'm about to get ready to get up out of here, man. Like I say, I just I just want guys to know, man, if we take the woman out of here about the behavior from the women, because my understanding is this: if you're not dealing with these behavior type women, why talk about them? Let's give the productive women praise. Let's more or less have conversations. Let's bring up the women in the space in which we talk about that move a certain way. you know, Sister George, or whatever other women, you guys say that move a certain way. Mahogany, Sheila, to where they for the men in the family. Let's bring these women up and let's have these women talk. I go on Red Lipstick podcast on Red Lipstick Vibe. I talk with her. She was raised by her dad. She always talks about OG dad. how, he influenced her and stuff. You know, let's have these panels where we talk about the productive women and how they influence the community, because we already know the issue in the community. If we give more productive women praise versus the other women, let's see the change go around then. If Kevin only have productive women and the women that men want on his channel, what's gonna happen? These women gonna have to change because they're gonna know nobody's interested in those type of women. Let's have these guys come on here and let's talk about productive men in which we moving and doing, because this whole Pookie Ray Ray argument is dead, man. Like I said, MOT, shout out to him, man. He killed the dragon like with that. Not saying he killed Ed as the dragon, but I mean he killed the dragon as the conversation, man. Like he did it. He's like, it's over. It's completely over. He deaded that conversation. It's over, man. Let's do something else. Let's focus on the men that are actually moving. But these numbers are dropping. Like I say, man, I holler at y'all, man. Until next time, man. Let's keep moving. At a better pace, man. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's work with each other, because I keep telling y'all, if we not working in the community together, we working against each other. Everybody else outside the community is coming in, and they gonna work together for the greater good to knock us out the box. From the smaller YouTubers to the bigger YouTubers, man. If we don't work together, we're gonna get knocked out the box, man. I'm telling you. You gonna drop that today? You gonna drop that today? Perfect. I'll be over there. I'm telling you. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna wake up one day. All these YouTube channels gonna be gone. You know, Especially the Black Manosphere. You have that tag. That's the only thing that separates us from this. That tag. You know. But yeah, man. I'm gonna end this. Hey, perfect. You gotta give me the notification, man. You gotta let me know when you go live, man. Cause I'm be moving around. All right. I'm gonna leave that up there so I can see when people jump on the video. Till next time, we here and we gone.